want to take it down. So,
We are live, Rhea.
hello. Hi.
Okay, let me make sure it's working.
Happy Tuesday. Welcome,
Yeah,
everyone. Welcome to Tune In Tuesday.
yeah, it is Tuesday. Safa is going to be missing. Ali
Oh,
is going to be missing. So, a few people already reached out and said that they're going to be catching the replay.
okay. All right. Well, that's why we have it. And for those of you who don't know, we also post our replay on YouTube. So if you watch us on YouTube, go out and click the subscribe button, and then
Mm-hmm.
also click the little bell too, so that you know when we do post our latest edition of Tune In Tuesday.
Yeah, and we will, once we get that up and running, we will be posting some special content to the YouTube page. So if you subscribe, you're likely to get some extra things that you might not see in a Tune In Tuesday.
That's right. That's right.
Yeah. So Rhea, our topic tonight is going to be a very interesting one.
Yes, it deals with a very special relationship that we all have this relationship in our lives, and it's something that we really, I think the thing that we're learning is we need to spend more time tending to the relationship. So we're not talking about boyfriends, girlfriends, sister friends, or cousins, nieces, nephews, relatives. No, we are talking about your relationship, our relationship with money.
Money,
With
your relationship with
money.
money. And I remember when I first did a training on that, and it was Paul Martinelli that talked about what is your relationship with money? And I
Yes.
remember being like, oh, I don't know if I could talk about that. Like in the beginning. So if you think about that, and we want you to really give it a little bit of thought, what is your relationship like with money? Do you
Mm-hmm.
feel that money comes easy? Does money come hard? Do you have to work hard for money? The harder you work, the more money you can make. Do you feel that money does bad things to people, brings out bad things in people? Um, some of our beliefs about money really come from the way we grew up.
That's right.
And I found that out even in my own life. Growing up, money was very scarce.
Yes.
And my
Yes.
mother didn't work. And then when my dad left, money was even more scarce. And he used to say things like money doesn't grow on trees and so I grew up listening to all of this talk about money being so hard to get. We don't have a lot of money. You can't spend money. And we have a clean slate when we're kids.
Mm-hmm.
And
Mm-hmm.
we don't give meaning to money unless
Mm-hmm.
it's learned.
Mm-hmm. It's
And
it's one
so,
of those
yeah.
imprints. It's imprinted on us. Yes.
And so my beliefs about money became just like my family's, which is there's not enough of it. You can't get enough of it. You have to work really hard and you still don't get enough of it. And so it wasn't until, honestly, it wasn't until I've done some trainings in that area. Because listen, we talk about living this ridiculously amazing life, right?
Mm-hmm.
So that's a wealthy life
Mm-hmm.
in every aspect. And money is energy.
And
I mean,
it's also a tool.
it's a tool. Yeah.
Yes, yes. And I agree with you absolutely. A lot of our views about money were imprinted on us by people who had something negative about money imprinted on them. So it's
Hmm.
sort of passed down from generation to generation, from family to family. You get into relationships with people who have, a concept about money or a specific feeling about money, and sometimes those things clash. And this is a study, and we try to be very. Laura and I are both people of faith. We're people of faith, and and what I love is there's actually a few videos out there by a young pastor who talks about this book and this study and helping people reconcile the teachings of Wallace Wattles in the book called The Science of Getting Rich to what we learn in our daily walk as Christians, as we study the Bible and as we study about money and wealth, and there absolutely are some things that we have to pay attention to, whether no matter what your beliefs happen to be, related to your personal faith. One of them, and this is something that we'll study. Oh, you know what? Let me just do a little more introduction, because part of the reason why we're talking about this is that we all have a wonderful opportunity
Mhm.
to be taught by a masterful teacher, a great mentor, and one of our friends, Paul Martinelli, who
Yes.
also happens to be the president of the John Maxwell team, and his teaching partner. Another wonderful. I mean, if you want to learn to be a speaker, this is one of the go-to people that you find. Right, Sir Roddy, I'll call him that, Sir Roddy Galbraith, and, and we'll see if he ever hears about me calling him that. But these two gifted men are going to share with us insight based on the book. I don't know if
Hmm.
anyone. Oh wow, it's got a glare.
Yeah.
The Science of Getting Rich is the name
Yeah.
of the book by Wallace Wattles. And one of the things I know about Wallace Wattles, it's a very interesting thing. He finished this book, Laura, in 1910, and he died in 1911. He died a year later.
Mm.
But it is
I didn't know
a
that.
yeah, and it's a masterpiece for people who want to have a better understanding of the science of gaining wealth, of
Yeah.
attracting wealth, even of understanding wealth, and changing their relationship with money, and the things that we do to get money. uh, One of the chapters in this book is about gratitude.
Mhm.
Gratitude. And November, no surprise because it's Thanksgiving, but November is National Gratitude Month. But to have a study about wealth, about money,
Mhm.
focus so heavily on gratitude and gratitude as a foundation for gaining anything else in life is for me that was sort of a shock. It's like, oh well, those things go together, and they do, they really do.
Yeah.
And there's a quote from here, and it says, many people who order their lives rightly in all other ways are kept in poverty by their lack of gratitude.
Mm.
That's incredible. That's
Yeah.
incredible. That's powerful.
Yeah. And so the thing about these books and The Science of Getting Rich by Wallace Wattles and Think and Grow Rich by Napoleon Hill, these are books that, people have mastered, and it really changed their mindset about money, and
Mm-hmm.
it changed their lives, right? But these are difficult books to read. And
Mm-hmm.
so what Rhea and I wanted you all to know about is that Paul Martinelli, who mentors Rhea and I, like, Paul is a mindset coach. Like, I've learned from him everything. And I still learn from him. I learn from him every chance I can.
Yes,
So they're
yes.
putting out a free study on this book.
Mm-hmm.
And it gives us a great opportunity to be able to also now put out a discussion group on this. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
So it starts this Saturday morning, right, Rhea? Do you know the
Yes.
time?
You know what? I
But
don't know the time. I know that it starts Saturday morning. What we'll do is we'll put a
the
link
link. Hmm.
on the Tune In Tuesday group page, and you can go in, and there's an FAQ section. You can pull up more information,
Hmm.
the actual schedule for all of the classes, and you can register. And again and again and again, it is free.
Yeah.
This is a free course. There's even a free. You don't even have to buy the book.
Right.
The book is made available to you online,
Right.
and we recommend this highly. I am participating in this. I'm taking this course. Laura is taking this course,
Mm-hmm.
and it will be. There are recorded uh, discussions. You can, if you can't make it at the time that it's broadcast, you can, just like with us, you can always watch us in the replay.
Well, not quite, because, for 48 hours,
Well, yes, it's
right?
not for a lifetime,
Right.
not for a lifetime.
So it will be available for 48 hours. So
Mm-hmm.
if you miss the live, you have 48 hours to listen to it. And then it does go away.
Yes.
So, but what we're going to do is we're going to keep it alive so that once these air, we're going to have discussion about it. And, money is a topic that a lot of people don't talk about.
Yes.
They don't
There's
talk about it. There's an emotion attachment
mm-hmm.
to money for a lot of people. They've given it meaning, right? So here, Donna says, I'm going to look at Donna's. Donna says, "Oh, the stories I can tell you about money and how it changes people, sometimes for the better and sometimes for the worse."
Yes.
So now, oh, and Karen says hi, and Lisa says hi. So hi, everybody. I love that you're here. So happy you're here too, Karen. So Donna's comment. Let's go back to Donna's comment
Yes.
first.
Yes.
So what do you think of how money changes people?
I don't know if it changes them as much as it reveals the true character of people. If a person is, see, you don't have to be wealthy, you don't have to be rich to be a generous person. We all know in our lives people, many of us have in our lives people who were very, very generous, but were not, regarded as wealthy. But they
Mm-hmm.
were wealthy in so many ways, and they gave so much of themselves to others. So, having more money for them, for that type of an individual, I don't think would have made them what we would think of as worse. But there are people who have a different mindset, and we've talked before about the
Mm-hmm.
abundance mindset, the scarcity mindset, and if you have a scarcity mindset, throwing money on top of that has all kinds of
Yeah.
negative impact, negative actions associated with that. What do you think about it?
Yeah, I think money does reveal people.
Mm-hmm.
I do. I think it brings out what might already be there, depending on one's mindset. I had a scarcity mindset around money. I grew up with it. Um, my family would argue over things about money, and I saw that, and I remember saying to my brother, I remember saying, I don't ever want a lot of money because look what it does. And I remember saying that. And I really did feel that way because I watched some of it happen.
Mm-hmm.
But, as I've learned more about people and mindsets and, the energy of the universe, that my belief is God created, but it has rules, right? There are laws of this universe. It's a lawful universe. And when I've learned all that and I brought in my awareness around it, I realized that it isn't money that changes people. It reveals things about people. And we think it
Mm-hmm.
changed them, but honestly, to live this ridiculously amazing life, it means wealth in every area.
Mm-hmm.
It means that we live from an abundant mindset. Mine was a scarcity mindset. If I had to pay for something that was, a decent amount of money, I didn't want to do it. I did it reluctantly, with hesitation, with like, oh, I don't want to do it. now I have an understanding about money where it freely goes out, it freely comes in, it flows, it's an energy.
Flows. Hmm.
But like energy, and Paul has said this before, energy doesn't go where it's not welcome,
Hmm.
where it's not pulled to
Hmm.
in that magnetic force of energy. And so I did have to change a lot of my views about money. And like I said, it's a tough topic to even talk about because sometimes people talk about money and they go away. They don't want to even be a part of the conversation. It
Oh,
could be uncomfortable.
yes. Yeah. I had a friend years ago who told me, he said, if you ever want to get rid of someone, lend them money. He said they won't show up again. They'll be too embarrassed to show up. And either they won't repay you, but they'll be too embarrassed to ever show up again. And I
Yeah.
remember thinking that was very funny and sadly somewhat true.
Uh-huh.
But but this class, we encourage everyone watching us. You don't have to be a member of the John Maxwell team. You don't have to be part of the empowered living community. You just have to be someone who's interested in living a more abundant life, and also who wants to be freed from certain things. You want to practice a life that includes more gratitude in it, and you want to live a ridiculously amazing life. You don't want to be bound by feelings of competitiveness, and you
Right.
recognize that there is abundance in the world, and there's enough out there for all of us. We don't have to compete with what. Now we may compete with one another on quality, but and what's better, what looks better, what the market wants most, but not ruling someone out. I'll block you from getting something because it's something that I
Right.
want. That's not the right mentality. And that is it. That's part of the whole scarcity mentality, where you believe
Right.
there's not enough for everyone,
Right. And
and we're
Paul
learning there is.
Paul had that too, right? He
Mm-hmm.
came from this scarcity mindset.
Mm-hmm.
And he has since built several multi-million dollar companies, right? He has changed his entire mindset about money. And so it's always an interesting topic to talk about it. And we want to put this study out there, this class that's going to be out there. Also, Rhea and I would love for you to learn from Paul and Roddy. They're two amazing people.
Yes, they are.
They don't do free classes that often. So this
Mm-hmm.
is a great opportunity. And it goes along with living a ridiculously amazing life. I mean, a wealthy, abundant life goes
And
along with that.
and this is part of the learning. This is part of the work that it takes. That you if you find that you don't want to have the discussion around money, that you might have some shame about your current financial situation, you might be concerned that you're not going to have enough money to live the life that you want to, and not even talk about living lavishly or anything like that, but you're just scared that you won't have
Hmm.
enough, and you don't know what to do. First thing, let's you join us as we all work on our mindset and our feelings and the sense that we have related to dollars and cents.
Yeah.
So that's a good thing. Now, what this is not an investment seminar. This is not an MLM meeting. We're not going to, invite you to something and then teach you about how to sign up to sell, I don't know, Jello filled cupcakes. I mean, it's just not, that's not what this is. This truly is an opportunity for you to learn. You're not going to be put on the spot and asked to reveal anything. This is an opportunity for you to listen. There's even, like I said, there's even a book that you can download,
Hmm.
and you can take notes. You can review the book again and again. And it's an opportunity for you to grow. And we think this is so important that we're doing it. And this is not the first time for us.
Right.
And you know, God willing, it won't be the last time, because there's always more to learn. And these are two people that we really want to continue learning from.
And it's a difficult book to read. If you
Yes.
read this book, if you buy The Science of Getting Rich and you read it, I could pretty much, I don't like to say I guarantee things, but I could guarantee you will miss important pieces of a book like that. And
Hmm.
that's what Paul and Roddy do best, is they pull out the really, really important nuggets from this book, and they elaborate on it a little bit. And, I also want to touch on, Rhea mentioned we are women of faith. We believe in God. And there's a lot of mix up with money in the Bible. And, the passage that I didn't even know properly was, I really did think it meant that money is the root of all evil,
Hmm.
right?
Hmm.
But what does it really say, Rhea?
It's the love of money, the love of money.
Right.
And even and that requires a deeper dive too, in what is meant by love. It doesn't mean that you can't be happy that you have money, but do I place the quest for money above the love of my family, above
Mm,
other
right.
people's feelings, and it goes to, do I have such a scarcity mindset that I will harm others, even whether it's physical, emotional, however, to get. So there's a lot more study that comes along even with that scripture. But I do recall that too, growing up, and recalling the distinction,
Hmm.
that it's the love of money, the love of money.
Yeah.
And I thought, well, maybe there was something wrong with rich people, because they seem to love having money. And I didn't say so I
Yeah.
had to work on that too. I had to work on
Yes.
that too. But you know what? Here's the thing too, and I've heard this said before, and I really believe this, that I am a greater benefit to the world with money, with wealth. I can do more to help others with the tool that is money than if I don't have that tool available to exercise.
Right.
So the world needs you rich, Laura. The world needs me rich. The world needs everyone who's watching this to be rich, because we're called to service
Yes.
and to helping others. And it's great to have excellent, sharpened, wonderful tools to be able to use to do that.
Yes. And we want to give, right? We are givers. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
So
Mm-hmm.
I just got back from Mexico. I was able to take my mother. I was able to take, my daughter's mother-in-law. You want to live. You want to be able to do things for people. You
Mm-hmm.
want to be able to enjoy, you want to be able to give. You also don't want to be able to, like, here's the truth of what's going on in my life right now. My oil burner burst. Okay. So got in touch with the oil company. Oh yeah, you have to do a new oil burner or hot water thing, whatever it is, $10,500. And by the way, the burner that you had has the insulation wrapped in asbestos. So you have to call an asbestos company to come and take it out, another $1,800, right? So, when things like that happen, it could cause some people to really, really, like, that could be a depressing, horrible, focused on, oh my gosh,
Yeah.
that's so much and it's all going out of my pocket and it's all
Yeah.
like, there's so many ways that things like that can affect people,
They can
right?
unravel, and relationships can unravel too, in the face
Oh
of
yeah.
something, because that could become, for some people, a crisis.
Yes.
That, yes.
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
Because it depends on your views on money, right?
Mm-hmm.
I remember I took a class a few years ago, and they said, when you give money to anybody, like every week I give money at church, give it with love. Whatever you give to people, give with love. And, that just, I don't know. I started really putting an emphasis on that, whether I was giving, no matter what it was I was giving, I started really giving it like with love. And it makes a difference. It's the energy that you put out in this world.
Yes.
So Christine is saying,
Yeah.
absolutely. Oh, wait, we have before Christine, we have
Yes.
Lisa.
Lisa. Hi, Lisa.
Lisa says, so it's a book to continue to refer to, read again and again to grasp the lessons.
Yeah, and
Question.
the answer to that question is yes. Absolutely. It's another one of those books. I mean, Think and Grow Rich is one of those books too,
Yeah.
where you read it and read it again, and as you have greater awareness, as you learn more, as your mind expands, you grasp you grasp the content more easily. The first time I started reading this book, I'm going to tell you, I went to sleep. Okay.
Rhea does that sometimes.
I
There are
went to
there
sleep.
are times Rhea and I are on John Maxwell team calls, and or whatever call. It could be any kind of
Don't
call.
tell them that.
She once she gets in her bed. If she doesn't get in her bed, she's good.
But
It's something about the bed. Like Rhea's got one heck of a comfortable bed, I think.
I do. Okay, that's TMI. So let's get back to but Lisa said, just like the Bible, read again and again to grasp the lesson, and that is absolutely right, Lisa.
Right.
And it's good to have, and just like the Bible too, it's good to have a trusted teacher help guide you things. Now we are responsible for searching the scriptures and learning things for ourselves, but it's good to have a guide to help you understand. Now and I don't agree with everyone's interpretation all the time, but I'm willing to listen to see how they've come to the interpretation they've gotten to, and then I have to decide whether that's for me. And it's the same with this book. Now I actually happen to have a version that I purchased off of Amazon that has like action pages in it, and I can take notes right in it. But it's I'm really looking forward to this again,
Yeah.
because it's interesting too to see where I am each time I read it and learn a little bit more. And
Yeah.
I can go back and look at old notes and say, yeah, I really didn't understand that back then. I think I
Right.
have a better understanding now.
Just for awareness, right?
Yes.
So Christine says, absolutely, giving back is key to fulfillment. Right.
Mm-hmm.
And
Mm-hmm.
I know Christine pretty well. And Christine loves to celebrate too. I mean, she loves to travel with her family and spend time together with her family and all of those things. And if that's what you love to do, then, we need money to do it, right? Not that we need a certain amount of money or we become about money, but like you said before, it's a tool and it's energy. And
Yes.
so we invite you to take part in this study. We're going to put the link on this and also on our Tune In Tuesday page.
Mm-hmm.
And then we're going to, have a little discussion about it too and talk about it a little bit more. But why not just take part in this to see how you feel about a study on money?
Yes.
And just for your own awareness of yourself, think about some statements with money, right? Do you think you deserve money? Do you think money comes easy? Do you think there's enough to go around for everyone? Do
Mm-hmm.
you think it's okay to be rich?
Mm-hmm.
Like, those are just some questions to ask yourself, just to do a check-in, just to tune into yourself to see where you are when it comes to money.
Yes.
It's
Yes.
very interesting. It was so interesting for me. And I remember when they first said they were going to talk about money, I didn't want any part of it.
Yeah.
But
Yeah.
again, I had to really think about, why am I wanting to do this?
I had the same reaction.
Did you?
Actually, I thought, okay, here we go. Here we go. Oh, now, I thought everything was on the up and up, and oh, now they're going to get me, huh? But you know how it goes. Like I said, this is not you. You think that you're okay. I'm learning and learning, and then you're thinking someone's going to try to sign you up for an MLM, and okay, now there are people who do MLMs. Don't get mad about
And
my
there's nothing
personal
wrong with
view.
an LMM. There's nothing
Yeah,
wrong with a
but that's not
multi-market.
we're not trying to. No one's trying to recruit you for that. No
Right.
one's
That's
trying to
not what
recruit you
this
for that.
is. That's
No,
not what this is. But
but
if
this
you
is
are running your own business, if you
yes.
have a an MLM business, this would be even more beneficial for you to do
Hmm.
some check-ins about your views on money and
Yes,
what meaning you give it.
yes,
So
and if you feel stuck, why can't I ever get ahead? Why is it that we feel like we take two steps forward and we're doing fine, and then the oil burner goes out and we get pulled back, we go backwards.
yeah,
What is it we need to do to stay ahead? What
right.
does it mean to be ahead? So there are many things to take a look at, and one of the things we have to take a look at is our comments. I'm sorry, we've been
Yes,
so
so
wrapped
Lisa,
up.
I'm on them. So Lisa says it's a very taboo subject to many people.
Yes.
So true. And why is that, right? So again, Rhea and I are about awareness and bringing awareness to you because we know what a difference it made when we raised our level of awareness. So
Hmm.
why not see about where your views are when it comes to money? Because I'll tell you, Paul, he's going to shake you up a little bit. And it's going to be very interesting. But it's the inside work. Like this is work to really see where you are around the energy of money.
Yes, and where you want to go, where you would, where, and then ask yourself, where do you want to go? Okay,
Mhm.
now I have to say something because I don't know if I've said this before. Lisa and I have known each other since we were about what, like 5 and 6 years old, and we went to elementary school together, and we were cheerleaders together in high school. Yeah, I
Oh.
have to bring that picture in, but. Oh, although Lisa still looks exactly the same as she looked in high school.
Aw.
Not me, not so much. But but so thank you, Lisa, so much for joining us this evening. I'm really really happy to see your comments and hope that you'll be able to join us on this study. Yeah, just a
Just a
few
few
years.
years ago,
It
Rhea.
was
What are
just
you
a few
thinking?
years ago.
I mean, really, it was just a few years ago. Wasn't
Oh
that
my
long?
gosh,
You probably look better now than you did then.
yeah, I am just going to agree with you on that,
I
Laura.
I mean, I didn't know you then, but I don't I think that it's very possible you do. So, okay, so we're going to talk about things like that, and we're going to hope that you take part in this study.
Yes,
And
absolutely.
Lisa says, "Oh, she wishes she would remember to tune in more often."
Oh, thank you,
Um,
thank you.
okay, so this is interesting, and we haven't gone in this direction before. We talk about a lot of things on our tune-ins, and we talk
Hmm.
about a lot of real stuff and what we need to live this ridiculously amazing life. We haven't really talked about money yet.
No, we haven't.
So this is time to bring it in, and it might scare some people, and I get it. But if it does, please think about where those views come from.
Yeah, and think of it as pulling you out of your comfort zone, and that
Yeah,
is a very good thing. And that
yeah,
that feels uncomfortable, but it is very good. But I do have to say we've got to wrap up.
yes,
It is that time for us to wrap up, but we will be joined if you are on Saturday and joining this wonderful study. I know that I'm going to get a glare again, but we hope that you are there with us. And we look forward to chatting a little bit more about this in our next tune in because this is a very critical topic for each one of us.
yeah.
And it says what does that say?
I
Money
have
and
to, I have
emotions
to
are
put this,
connected.
yeah.
That's right.
Money
That's
and emotions are connected. They are.
that's right. That,
100% on it. They are.
that's
Money
right.
is an emotional topic, which is why so many people want to back off.
That's
And
right.
that's why we are inviting you to get uncomfortable with this topic,
That's
but
right.
see where you are with it. And we're gonna be there too. We're gonna talk to you about it. We're gonna, debrief on it. So let's do it. Let's see who's gonna be in on this. If you're catching the replay, if you're catching the live, let us know if you're gonna be in on this. And
That's right.
we
And
hope
even if
you
you're
are.
on YouTube, if you're on YouTube as
Yes.
well, leave a comment to let us know if you'll be joining because we will post the link
Yeah, and we'll put it
on.
everywhere on
That's
both
right.
on all our stuff. Okay.
That is right. That is
All
right.
right.
So thank you all so much. We wish you a ridiculously amazing week. If you are, and I can't believe it's mid-November already.
I
And
know.
yeah, so,
I
so
know. I heard
it's
a
crazy.
holiday song today or some winter wonderland. I was like, wait a minute.
Oh,
Wait a minute. Really?
oh, it's already started. We're already in the midst of it. So,
I know.
okay. Well, you all have a wonderful evening,
Yes.
and tune in to us every Tuesday on Tune In Tuesday, and we love you and we appreciate you so much.
Yes. Yes. Thank you for being here. Wishing
All
you all
right.
a great week. Until next time. Love you, Rhea girl.
Love you too. Love you too,
Okay.
Laura.
Bye,
Bye,
everybody.
everyone.